Welcome to Lesson 1. Life moves quickly. At times we're pulled in all directions. At times we feel overwhelmed. At times we feel lost. In our busy lives, having values can provide clarity, purpose and meaning. Throughout this program, you'll hear a lot about values. So it's important that you understand what we mean by values. When we talk about values, what we mean is what you care about in life. What matters to you most. Most of us don't spend a lot of time thinking about what we want our life to be about. That's really the question we consider when speaking about values. Values are ongoing qualities of action that we'll never ever get to. An easy way to explain this might be to get you to imagine a compass. There are 4 different directions. We might want to travel: north, south, east or west. So let's say the thing I care about most is travelling west. I leave here and travel west. I will get to New York. If I keep going, I will get to Chicago. But even when I arrive at Chicago, this doesn't mean that I have arrived at west. I can keep on going without ever actually arriving at west, but still always know that I'm heading in the right direction for myself because I'm travelling west. For example, imagine the value of learning. This value will never be done. We can always continue to do things that are either in line with this value or not. In a similar way, if I think about the value of being useful to society or being helpful to other people, there's unlikely to be a point in my life where I feel that I'm done. I will always know whether the activities that I'm doing are going in that direction. So let's say my value in life is being useful to others. Having this value, I can then judge my actions and see whether they are consistent with this value or not. My value is like a signpost, telling me if I'm heading in the right direction. At the same time, values are broad. They may not give us a sense of what the next step is. So it can be useful for us to have a sense of what the stopping destinations are or the in-between points might be. For example, going west. I will encounter New York, Chicago, and California. As I encounter each of these places, I know I'm going in the right direction for me, as a freely chosen direction. Similarly, when you think of watching this video for this program, you know that it is part of taking a positive step towards being assertive and effectively managing your asthma. This is more like something that you might do as part of living a valued life rather than being a value of yours. Another example might be a person, let's call her Lisa, who has asthma, and she very much values living an active life. However, she has chosen a sedentary lifestyle because she could not be active without experiencing asthma symptoms. She has adapted her lifestyle to accommodate her disease and has accepted this without further thought. This means that Lisa is not living the life she values. So it's easy to see whether your values are aligning with what you care about. So values help you choose what you do in any given moment. These kinds of questions are not ones we're used to asking ourselves. We tend to do what we ought to do or what is expected of us, or just follow a kind of path that has been laid out for us. But it is important to consider our values. In this program, we're inviting you to consider for yourself what it is that you care about. What do you want your life to stand for? Is it a matter of focusing on what you can do with your moment-by-moment interactions with people around you, your work, and with things that you care about? This program will provide you with skills that can be used to manage your asthma more effectively. I will help you to really deal with your asthma by not avoiding it, and instead by moving into it. An easy way to think about this is that you've been trying to win the war with your asthma and your mind. Well, this program is about letting the war roll on while you leave the battlefield. Often this one thing that we're struggling with is all that we can see. And in fact, there is a bigger picture with a lot of life going on around it. Life can pass us by while we wait for things to improve or while we avoid our discomfort. as is the case with Lisa, who I mentioned earlier. She was not living the active life as she really wanted to. She avoided engaging in valued activities due to her asthma. A useful way of starting this journey is by thinking that you have two packages in your hands. In the one hand, you can become close to asthma, free for the rest of your life. But you cannot live the vital life that you want, a value-consistent life. In the other hand, you have a package that has asthma in it. Here you would definitely have asthma, more or less as you do today. But in this package, you also get closer to those life directions that you want. Which package would you choose? You can't get rid of your asthma, but you can live with it. We can look at our life in terms of workability, becoming more aware when we're in our head and when we're in our lives. How much of our lives are spent on trying to get away from the things we don't want instead of moving towards the things that are really important to us? Thanks for attending so far, and see you in the next lesson.